Got a message from a gentleman named Samuel. He says, "Hey James, I'm sitting in the park writing this after a bike ride while listening to one of your videos." It seems like every time someone emails me, they're always like, "Yo, I just listen to your videos. I don't really watch them. I put them on in the background. I listen to them while I'm at the gym. I listen to them while I'm on my bike." Guys, is my face really that ugly? Am I not beautiful enough for your screen? What's going on, man? Is there a problem? That's why I'm actually in this better lighting today, so you guys can see my beautiful blue eyes. Now, I know I'm bulking. I know I got a little bit of puffy cheeks. I know, I need to shave, but come on, guys. Check out the beautiful blue eyes. Everybody stop what you're doing. If you're listening to the gym right now, if you're riding your bike, if you're on the train, you just got your phone in your pocket, stop what you're doing, pull your phone out and check me out really quick. I know you like that. Anyways, he goes, "I found your channel sometime last year while saving up for a trip to Japan for my birthday month." He goes, "I ended up spending all of January 2025 there. I'm really glad I finally made it happen. The trip was great overall, but the language barrier made me realize how much I want to learn Japanese. I've always wanted to pick up a second language, so I told myself it's now or never." Dude, I had that exact same thought. When I came here in 2018, for the first time when I came to Japan, I didn't even know anything about Japan at that time. I'd never even been abroad. I hadn't even traveled that much of the US, but my older brother really likes Japan, so he was always like, "Let's go to Japan, let's go to Japan." At that time, I finally had enough money. Didn't have a girlfriend tie me down anymore, anything like that. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. Let's go to Japan. I don't know anything about Japan, but let's go check it out. And I came out here, and I even tried to study the language a little bit. I didn't really study the language. I just learned some phrases, arigato gozaimasu, sumimasen, stuff like that. And then when I got out here, I remember the whole time, it's like, the number one thing I wanted to do was really, really feel like I was in it out here, really experiencing the culture, making a lot of friends, talking to people, finding my way around on my own out here. And I realized just how debilitated I was not being able to speak the language. And it was so frustrating. I mean, of course I had an incredible time here. I loved it, and that's why I wanted to come back. But I remember the whole time just thinking I want to talk to this person. I want to make a friend here. We're at a bar. I want to talk to somebody. I want to ask somebody to show us around. I want to create some type of conversation. Even if you're not even getting to know someone super, super well through conversation, it feels nice just to, in a different language, be able to say, "Hey man, where's the bathroom?" And then they tell you and you understand everything. There's a sense of accomplishment. And everybody that travels to Japan, everybody that watches my videos, they always say this shit. They always email me, message me, and they're like, "Dude, I came to Japan and I was just doing touristy stuff and it was a lot of fun. But once I actually made some friends, or once I actually spoke the language a little bit and learned how to use my Japanese in this situation, and I understood what somebody was saying to me, whether it be the second time they came to Japan, the third time they came to Japan, even if they've lived here and they never did this stuff and now they watch my videos or whatever, and then they try to actually make friends and they try to actually speak the language, they're always like, "Dude, it was so much better doing that. My eyes have been opened. I have been awakened through actually speaking the language, actually talking to people." I totally agree. He said, "I told myself it's now or never. So since January, I've been studying consistently, making solid progress. I use 2 online tutors, one for conversation and one for grammar." That's awesome, dude. If you can do that, please do it. italki, guys. I use italki occasionally for private Japanese tutoring. Discount code. I've got another video coming with italki soon. Look out for it. He goes, "Looking back, I wish I started with the tutors sooner, but I'm glad that I built a foundation first. If everything goes as planned, I'll be enrolling in a language school in Japan sometime next year." Congratulations, bro. I had a great time in language school. I would highly recommend it if you are serious about learning the language. If you are serious about living in Japan for a long time, I think language school is great if you apply yourself. "I'm planning to live in Osaka next, since I like the vibe there more than Tokyo. I'd love to get your advice on a few things." He says, "What else should I be doing now to prepare for life in Japan?" Now, this is something it's going to be very, very difficult to learn this stuff unless you actually live here. I mean, you can read about stuff in books, you can watch YouTube videos on it, but when you actually experience things, it's the same as the language. Like reading about a language in a book, doing your Anki cards, even watching YouTube videos, it's not going to be the same as real in-person conversation. Just like you found out with your tutors, having those real conversations with real native speakers. It's the same thing as just experiencing Japan. People can tell you that the work culture is different. People can tell you that there's like this keigo, there's this tatemae. People are very, very polite here, like so polite that it kind of feels weird if you're coming from the West. And you're like, yeah, like I'll be fine. But you don't really understand how different it is until you're actually in it out here, surrounded, by Japanese people, Japanese society every single day and really living it. So I would still say do your best to understand things like the work culture. Watch videos like mine or other foreigners living in Japan, and not just foreigners living in Japan, because many foreigners, I would say almost most foreigners in Japan, like they don't really speak the language very well. They haven't worked in like a Japanese workplace. They don't have many, damn, these mosquitoes are biting me up out here, even though it's fall, damn. They don't have many like Japanese friends, and they don't really understand Japan, because I think that's what you're trying to do. From the way that you emailed me, I get the vibe that you're trying to actually like immerse in the culture out here, and you have to be careful who you're watching online. I would recommend watching people like Matt vs. Japan. He speaks great Japanese. Watch Nick Nissan, another American guy who speaks great Japanese and lives in Japan and is always making videos in Japanese. Watch my videos. It might be good to give you a better idea of how Japan actually works, how things are going on out here in Japan. Just study the culture as much as possible. Oh, when you're on the elevator, stand on the left side, or the escalator, stand on the left side. Don't eat while you're walking on the streets. Don't smoke cigarettes anywhere in public. Like, yeah, I mean, those are pretty obvious, and those are important as well. But I would say take more time to learn about why Japan is the way that it is. Not just like, there's a lot of rules in Japan. Like, okay, why are there so many rules in Japan? Why is the culture like this? Why do the people prefer to do this or that? And then you'll notice these threads through Japanese society and culture. It's like, okay, oh, that makes sense because of this, and this makes sense because of that. And you really see how different, and of course the people are like that here because these are the systems that work best for the Japanese people through evolution and thousands of years, all the biology changing and all of that. This is what works for Japan. So I think it's really tough to understand why Japanese people do things the way that they do. If you're living in the West and you've never lived in Japan or something like that, you're just like, man, these people are strange out there. But really, it is different, but it works for the Japanese people. So don't underestimate how different the culture is. And also don't just assume that the culture is just weird for no reason. Like, there are always reasons why cultures are a certain way and why people act in certain ways, because those are the best systems that work for that culture and those people. So, I mean, I can make so many videos talking about that, but just generally I touch on these things in my channel, but try to really understand Japanese culture and why it is the way that it is. Hopefully that's not too broad. He goes, if you were starting over, what kind of language study would you focus on first? If I was starting over, the kind of language study that I would focus on first would be, I would do more immersion. I started my language study, and still even I kind of do. I'm always trying to learn like grammar. I'm staring at kanji. I am trying to learn why they do things all the time, which I definitely do think there's a time and a place for that. Studying systematically, learning, okay, this grammar is this because this and that and that. But even when I learn these things, sometimes they don't actually come out of my mouth because I'm still thinking. It feels like you're putting a math problem together in your head when you just learn through like someone explaining to you the grammar rules, and they say this because of this, and this verb works in this sentence, and the na-keyoshi and the ikeyoshi, and this is how you, the setsuzoku or whatever, this is how you connect them and stuff. That's okay, but I didn't do nearly enough immersion, I think. So I would do more immersion, and even if you don't understand exactly why they're saying something some way, or what something even means, you start to realize once you've had enough immersion, sometimes things just come out of my mouth that I heard on a YouTube video somewhere, and I was like, I don't even know exactly what that means, but I've heard this like in context so many times that I feel like this is kind of the right thing to say at this time, and it just comes out, and then I'm like, whoa, stop me. I asked my Japanese friends, like, is this right? Did I say that correctly? And like, yeah, like that was like super native. That sounded super fluent what you just said. And I'm like, well, shit, I've never even studied this concept, actually like sat down and learned what exactly this means and how to use it properly, but I've heard it a million times through talking to you and watching YouTube videos, even if I don't understand them, that it just comes out. So I would say more immersion, even like in times when you're not actively listening. If you're just passively listening, maybe you're cooking dinner, something like I do when I'm meal prepping or something like that, or I'm cleaning my apartment, I put headphones in, I put a Japanese podcast on, even if it's a very, very difficult topic that I don't understand, and I have to actually sit there and listen and pause it a bunch of times to really, really understand everything that they're saying. It's good to just have something going on in your head. Once again, look up Matt vs. Japan's YouTube channel where he talks about immersion language study and how it's better than like the systematic language study. So I would do more immersion, whether it be music, podcasts, movies, whatever it be. Just force yourself to listen to native Japanese speakers talking instead of just all the time sitting there like staring at kanji characters and looking at the English translation, shit like that. Damn, these mosquitoes are fucking me up. Then he goes, between a cooking job or a konbini job, which do you think is better for someone on a 6-month visa? Now, let's be honest, dude, if it's only 6 months, if you're planning to work a job, I don't know how well you're going to be able to communicate after only 6 months. I mean, if you're studying, it depends. If your language level is like N3 is like very low if you are going to work in a restaurant or something like that, but you can do it. You'd just be on the low end. But let's say you have like N3 around JLPT level language, Japanese language skills. I would say take the restaurant job over the convenience store job any day. Convenience store job would be the easiest probably, but also the most monotonous and fewer opportunities to make friends and really build relationships with your coworkers, because that's, like I said, based on your email, it seems like that's what you want to do. You want to make friends out here. You want to really, really experience Japan. You want to have life-changing experiences. If you're sitting in a convenience store all day, you're sitting behind a register, not really, not talking to your coworkers, not really building relationships. You're just scanning people's Pocari Sweat and dorayaki. 321円になります。はい、1000円お預かりいたします、or whatever, like just over and over and over again. And like, you don't want to do that. Do what I did. I worked in a restaurant where you're actually like, you're spending time in the kitchen together, not like right in front of the customers. You're actually back there with people, prepping things, having conversations. Okay, this goes here. You need to weigh out 200 grams of this, and then we're going to put it in here, and then we're going to 最初から弱火で焼いてます. Things like that. Like, I don't know, fucking random phrases that you pick up. You have more chances to converse in Japanese and make Japanese friends. I mean, when I was working at my restaurant job, I made a bunch of really cool friends, and we've been on trips together. We still hang out all the time. I was literally just on a phone call last night with one of my friends from my fuck off. Goddamn mosquitoes. I was just on a phone call last night with one of my friends from that restaurant. So yeah, definitely choose the restaurant over working at a convenience store if you can, if you have those language skills. And definitely use Keigo, use Son Keigo, especially in your interview. Like, without a doubt, you got to know how to use Son Keigo in your interview. おります。働いております。勉強しております。何々使わせていただけませんか? とか, things like that. Things like that. And then he goes, outside of work or school, what's worth doing in your free time over there? Now, if you have the money, I would say travel. If you're only going to be here for 6 months, especially, travel, see the country, do things. But I'm going to say it again. Make friends, meet people, have these local experiences. And these local experiences, the way that you can do that is by working a job, making friends at your job, become a part of some type of club, whether it's an MMA gym like where I go, a sports club, a running club, even a yoga club, a manga club. Do something. You can go to like the Pokemon events that they have on the weekends where people play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards against each other. You have a chance to meet people, share a common interest with someone, learn about them, learn about their culture, and then they might invite you, hey, who knows, they invite you on a little trip with them. They invite you to go to the sauna with them. They invite you over to their mother's house for dinner. I don't know. But those are the best experiences that you can have in a country like this. Even better than going to like the touristy sites, going to the temple, the jinja, the shrine, whatever. The best experiences are really making native friends and then having them show you the culture through their eyes. That's what I would recommend. He goes, on a side note, I've always wanted to draw manga. I'm looking for a way to maybe get my foot in the door as an assistant or learn more about that industry. I take art seriously. I think I may have a real shot. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that too. That's dope, and congratulations that you're a great artist. I suck at drawing. I have respect for you, but honestly, dude, I know nothing about manga or how to get into that industry. I have heard of foreign people doing it. There's actually even an American guy at my language school who was into manga, and I think he like got an internship. I don't know if he was working legit, but he got an internship at like a manga company or something like that. So I know that you can do it. I don't know how difficult it is. I don't know exactly how well you can rise through the ranks at a manga company or anything like that, especially as a foreigner. I have no idea, but I would say it's not impossible. So hey man, try it out, especially if you got a lot of talent. Try it out. And then he goes on to say, like, he has a bunch of crazy dating stories and stuff like that. Do I want to hear them? Yeah, I mean, sure. If you want to send them, why not? Maybe I'll read about them on the channel. But that's my advice for Samuel. Hopefully it comes in handy, and also somebody else watching the video can learn from it. So thank you guys. This is Young James. Just another beautiful day here in Tokyo. It's officially fall. I'm getting a little bit chilly out here, so I'm going to get back into class here. I got class in a moment, but thanks for watching. Y'all send me an email, youngjamesYT@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Young James. Hit me up, guys. Take care. Thank you so much.